So, have you ever wanted to develop software on your computer, even though you don't know anything about software? Well, how about adding a whole team, a whole development team, so you can build anything you want? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, everybody. This is Dan Wegner, and I'm with my lovely co-host, Lori Ryan. And here we are today at the Daily AI Experiment. How you doing, Lori?
Doing super. Absolutely super. I'm excited to see what you're going to show today, especially for someone like, could someone like me pick it up and figure out how to do it?
I think so. Well, let me start by sharing my screen here. Let's see here. Let's do this way. So what you're seeing on the screen here is my Visual Studio Code, which is probably the most popular software. It's called an ED. What is it called? Oh my gosh, it just escaped me. But I was going to say EDI, and I think that's right. No, that's not right. I can't remember what it's called. It's what you develop software in, and it's so basically it's where you do all your coding and everything. And there's a whole bunch of plugins available for it. So whatever your software of choice is, there are plugins for it. There's other opportunities to do development work like GitHub, and then if you get away from these software development platforms and you get into things like Bolt, and we talked about Lovable, we saw how Lovable. This is just a little more, what am I going to say? It's a little more traditional, the traditional method of writing software. You're doing it in your, it's going to come to me here. Anyhow, you're going to do it in your software here like this. So this is the opening page. You can see some of my recent things. If I wanted to, I could go clone a Git repository, and that might be a great way to use Croo. So Croo is the tool we're going to look at today. It's called Croo Code, and it's really an AI-enabled software development, but they've added some new features that give it not only the ability to do software coding, but also you can have an architect, or you can ask questions. You can set up these different roles in your organization, a tester maybe, and it'll actually take on that persona and do those things for you. So it's really cool, and I actually want to show you how you get set up. First of all, VS Code, or Visual Studio Code, is free. Microsoft just makes it available to anyone who wants it. And then if you look over on the left side, there's these boxes here. And these are all the extensions that are available. And I have no idea. I mean, thousands and thousands of them, I imagine. But I'm just going to type in Croo here, and we should be able to see the Croo code. And here it is right at the top. It's already installed, but otherwise I just click install to get there. And then here's a little explanation of some of the changes.
Release notes.
I hop on their Discord server, get some help. Yeah. Anyhow, so all those sorts of things. And then right here we get this little rocket ship icon, and that's the icon for Croo Code. Typically I don't have this open so big here, but today we're going to do it. So I'm going to look at my history here and get rid of this one. I was practicing. I didn't know really what I could be able to do here. So I'm simply going to prompt it to do something. Now, I do want to use this new capability. It says OpenAI copy, and I'm going to show you something here. That's actually wrong because I forgot to rename this, and I'm going to rename this Claude.
And what did you pick Claude for any reason in particular? Are you using anything from Anthropic or what?
I did because it actually hits all three of these areas. So I can create images, I can do computer use, so it can actually take over my computer, and it supports prompt caching, which is nice. Though I was a little confused because it didn't seem to be prompting my caches. I actually got this out to work on a work project for me, because it's been a long time since I used this certain software development environment. And I was like, I bet it'd be just easier if I use the tool. And it actually helped me a lot. It did get a lot of things wrong. And it's like a lot of these tools, it'll think it's got the answer. And so probably good prompting, like make sure look at all the options beforehand. Or what we can do is maybe, oh, by the way, there's some settings you'll have to concern yourself with. So here's API retrying a failed API request. So we're using Anthropic's Claude 3.5, and they have a rate limit of 40,000 inbound tokens. So that means if you're using a large repository from GitHub and you've got all sorts of files, it has to ingest all that. And it might take several minutes for it to do it because it can only do 40,000. Then it'll do the next 40,000.
What's 40,000 to a non-tech person? Like, is that?
I'm going to say
pages, or what does that translate to?
Yeah, so think of so I would say roughly. Now we're going to show my ignorance, but my understanding is a token is kind of close to a character, but not quite. So gives you a little bit of idea. So I have this rate limit set to 4 seconds, but if I was doing a big project and I knew every time it was going to take up all of at least my 40,000 items, I might bump that rate limit up to every few minutes. But I'll just do it down here because we're going to do a simple project. There's some experimental stuff we can play with here. Anyhow, and I didn't show you. So what you need to do, and by the way, so I created one called Claude and one called OpenAI, but you can use a provider called OpenRouter, and OpenRouter actually has the DeepSeek sitting in it for free now. Obviously, DeepSeek R1 is free now, and so you can set up an account. Today it's down. I think they're getting. They're like, hey, we're working on this thing. So I think they're redoing their API environment, how you sign up for an API key and stuff. And so that was down earlier today. I haven't looked since about 3 hours ago, but I'm guessing that might be the case still. So here, OpenRouter, though, they have, it's a bunch of different LLMs. So you can kind of pick your LLM, including free ones. So otherwise, you would just load up all your API keys within OpenRouter under your account, and then you could access all of them from one place.
Can I ask a stupid question? No question stupid, right? I should tell myself. But the 40,000 tokens and the limit, is that a limit per request? Is that a limit per day?
Per minute. Yes.
Okay. And then with that limit, is that all free? You can do those 40,000?
No. So in fact, we're gonna see. We'll get a little idea of what this will cost. Okay. So we'll see that in a minute. But for the API, you have to pay for tokens, and the price of tokens is I think it's right here. It's $3 per 1 million tokens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So just something to think about. And those are input tokens, and then output tokens. I don't understand what this 8,000 is, because that's not what I was dealing with. Anyhow, so let's go in. Let's start our project. So now we've hooked up our LLM to it. Supposedly, I hooked up Claude, and so basically, you're going to get an API key, and you're going to plug it into the appropriate place. And so we're here, and I'm just going to do something simple. So I'm going to create a web app. So create a web app that, how about quotes famous, how about movie lines?
Ooh, fun.
Let's
One of my favorite movies is going to be in a Super Bowl commercial, I think.
Oh, what's that?
When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, well, there you
Driving the
go.
old scene.
So by the way, so here are where we can set up our different personas. So say I want to do this. Let me just say help me. So let's see. I haven't done this yet, so this will be new to me too.
Mhm.
So now we can, by the way, we can see how much this task costs. So it's going to keep track of all the tokens, and it's going to price them out for us. So
nice.
Okay, so so it's basically saying it wants to switch to code mode. So I didn't give it really good instructions for. So let's just go to code mode, and we'll just keep going.
That's nice then. So it gives you the cost, and you can decide to move forward or not. Is what I just
No, it's already used it.
Oh, then what was the approve for when you clicked approve?
I was approving it to read or to write to my files.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to approve to save this changes, the green code over here. Yeah. So on the left here with the red, that was my starting page, empty. And now the green is everything new.
Nice.
So I'm going to hit save. That'll save it. Excuse me. So now it's creating a CSS file. So it created the HTML file. Now it's creating the CSS file. That looks great, we'll say. And we can see our prices. We spent 14 cents.
All right, that seems reasonable.
Okay, now we're creating the JavaScript file. Now we're up to 16 cents. And it's going to try, I think, here. So I have this screen big because it's actually going to bring up a browser right here, and I'm going to approve the use. So I can actually set that in settings if I want. I can tell, just you're in control. But, just for those of us who might be a little more cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
ET phone home.
ET phone home. Oh, so it's actually running through it. It's using computer, and it's clicking on this, I think, for me. Let's see. I don't know.
Hey, may the 4th be with you. Today's the 4th, isn't it?
Oh, nice. But it's not May 4th.
It's not May 4th. Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, so this request costs 9/10 of a cent, so almost a penny. Anyhow, so I don't know if I can. So here we go. I wonder. I can actually open this because it told me it was going to open it, right?
Yeah.
So I can actually just open this in a browser if I want, or if I'm done. We'll see what happens here. Oh, it did it. So it opened it here. Can you see that now?
I do. We can see it. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So now I can just.
My dear Watson. Oh, this is fun.
So let's see. Oh, may the force be with you. ET phone home. May the force. Okay, so maybe it just grabbed a bunch of them, threw them in the memory. We'll take a little peek at the code here. So let me, we can look at the code back here, I guess. So the JavaScript said, so it just created a little array here, a list of these quotes, and we could say that's great. Add 10 more quotes. So I didn't finish out because I could have started a new task, but I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
And we're gonna see what it says here. Okay, I'll modify this to add 10 more quotes.
So the red is what was there before?
Yep, red is what got taken out.
Yeah.
So it because it was doing it, it kind of started from scratch, but now it's all black to blank. So these are the ones that were there. Now it added.
Oh, yeah, I see them.
Okay, and let's go back to our browser. It's going to ask if I want to save first, and so I'm going to hit save. And then it's going to open it up here. And I got to approve that. Why so serious? The dark night. And here's looking at you, kid, Casablanca. Well, great. So we added a bunch of more quotes to it. We could add them manually, or we could use an API. And I think might have a little difficulty with APIs because I'm running off a unsecure server on my browser, or unsecure server. That might be the problem. I was having problems creating APIs before, but who knows? So anyhow, that's the power of using Claude with Croo, and right here in VS Code. So
cool. I'm thinking of games that you could create, right? Using this kind of thing. Like it's your own little trivia, maybe.
Right here. How about that? Well, let's see if we can be creative here. How about we? What happened here? Oh, I'm not at the bottom. That's what happened. Okay, so how about we say, what am I going to say? Capture a picture from each movie and insert it next to the quote. Okay, so I'll show you another feature here. So I wrote that up. It may not have been great, but if we look right here, I can click this little tool here, and it'll actually rework my prompt.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. Make sure they're properly licensed. Great.
Yeah. Well, that's good, right? That all these things are built in these tools to kind of check for that, or at least warn about it.
Let's hope so. Okay, so now we're reworking the screen so it'll fit an image now. That's all this CSS stuff, style sheets.
Do images cost more, or is it the same price kind of per token?
Same price. So it's not, so the images are coming from the internet. It'd be kind of cool if it actually made the images. It's grabbing a bunch of stuff. Oh, it decided to put years in there. No, I guess because I don't think years were in there.
I think so, but I don't totally remember. We'd have to go back and look at our video.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay, it looks nice, but I don't see the images.
I don't either.
Oh,
it has icons in it.
So, by the way, I hit my rate limit. 40,000 input tokens here. So that's waiting
in and of itself, right? We got a feel for how quick you get to 40,000.
Now I'm thinking that maybe once DeepSeek gets their stuff worked out, I might plug their API in here.
Mm-hmm.
So
and is that the US-based API that is in Perplexity, or is?
You could use that one, I'm sure. This will not be that. Now, it doesn't have, well, there is some, I don't know if there's computer use control in that version of DeepSeek. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. But it's only processing the requests you give it. So, if you're worried about privacy and giving all your great ideas to DeepSeek in China, that's something you should probably be aware of. So, but that might be true for all the, for many of them. Okay, so let's see what we got here. It's there. The API is working perfectly with the new cinematic styling and fading transition. instead of using copyright moves, I've created an elegant so it's like too much trouble with the copyright. I should have told it ignore copyright rules. Anyhow, it's for private consumption, educational purposes. Anyhow, so it's trying this again, but let's go ahead and while that runs, we can actually take a look. So, oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to hit new quote. We're supposed to see a fade. Oh, pretty.
Nice. Nice. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Well, wonderful.
Fab.
Right.
That was cool. And I love that you have a real use case for this, right? Talking about working on your own things and being able to get some different insight. But you had to be smart enough to know what to do with it.
Help. By the way, you notice we have a little pulse. This is pulsing. That's pretty cool. So anyhow,
I see that now.
We didn't tell it anything. Now, obviously, if we have our own ideas, we can just go ahead and say, "Hey, make that thing spin" or whatever, and you can ask anything you want. So this is still trying to figure out the. There we go. Task completed. So it did all that. It's telling it everything it did. We can open up and look at it. That's what the command is. We're not going to do that, and the whole thing cost us 39 cents.
Wow.
So, if you have some great information, by the way, if you have data that you want to access, you can tell it, hey, I got this data here. Where should I put it? How should I do this? And you can work through all those sorts of cool little problems, and hopefully the tool will help you do that.
And how did you find out about Croo?
I saw it on a YouTube video. So watching YouTube videos is very powerful. So don't stop watching.
Excellent. Thanks, Dan.
No, yeah. Thank you. Thanks. I hope everyone enjoyed that. By the way, everyone should like and subscribe and comment if you want to see something, or maybe you saw us do something with one of these tools like this, and you're like, could it do this for us? Well, we're absolutely willing to go down that rabbit hole.
For sure.
All right.
Have a good one.
Very good. Yeah, you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.